responsibility. And a friend of mine told me, he said he had a good book. And he said, you know, you can print the stuff up and pull it up because all books are not, they don't allow you that ability to pull things up and to do certain things. But I want you to say responsibility.
Responsibility.
All right. We have responsibility. What happens to the one word when you hear responsibility, Brother Zay? Let me pause for a minute. I'm going to point at you. I need you to answer the question, and I do not need you to go around the mulberry bush because everyone in this room is mature and you are adults. We're going to answer the question, and if you don't know the question, just say, I don't know the question. And if not, I'd rather you give a wrong answer than give no answer at all, because a no answer at all is a sign that I do not want to participate. Because if you don't give an answer, it means you're not paying attention. All right? Okay, listen, but y'all blame Brother Chris. Don't blame me. Brother Chris pulled this teacher out of me. All right, when you hear the word responsibility, what would you hear?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth, responsibility. That's one of the terms. All right, Sister Whitney, when you hear the word responsibility, what do you get out of responsibility?
Making sure that you accomplish things even if they're not excellent.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Dorcas, what you get, Sister Dorcas, what you get out of the word when you hear the word responsibility?
Having to be responsible for something, someone.
Something or someone. All right. Okay, give me a synonym, Pastor Ryan, synonym for responsibility.
Ownership.
Ownership. Okay, that's one. Sister Phyllis.
Committed.
Committed. All right. That's one. Sister Nikki. No. I want you to give me a synonym. That's not accountability. It's not one. All right. Come on, Sister Markeisha. Duty. That's one.
How I react to something.
Synonym. One word.
Reaction.
Reaction. Not. But I take it. Okay.
Control.
That's it. Control is a synonym to responsibility. Responsibility. Account. That's one. No. You say accountability, but account is a synonym to responsibility, not accountability. Account is. Remember, account is the root word to accountability.
Right.
All right. But let me give you some of the synonyms to responsibility. The synonyms to responsibility are authority, control, power, leadership, management, influence, duty. If you need me to repeat it again, you do. All right. Authority, control, power, leadership, management, influence, duty. Got it? All right. Responsibility, what is in the definition, is a noun. We all know what a noun is, right? Person, place, or thing. Right? So responsibility will be considered to be what?
Person.
No. A responsibility, a noun is a person, place, or thing. And responsibility is a thing. Right? A responsibility is a thing that a what? A person has, does, or do, right? All right. So responsibility is a thing that God has given me.
Right.
He has given me the responsibility to be responsible and to respond. Because to get, what would be the root word, Pastor Ryan, to responsibility?
Responsible.
Responsible would be the root word. So,
Respond. Okay.
right. Respond is the root word, but responsible is the what? The action, and the responsibility is the what?
It's the same, so it's like the continuance of.
Right, but it's a phase, right? Is it not? Response is what I heard something, so I respond. And then I have the responsible, meaning the action or the duty. And then the responsibility is that as a consistency that I'm not just hearing and reacting when I hear it, but what you say?
You have to accomplish.
Right, I make it a what? I make it a what? Responsibility says what? I make it a what? A duty to what? Come on.
Consistent.
There you go, my brother. That's the word I was looking for. Because this is what he was teaching in his book. He said, we always remember when we take a word, we break down the word so we can understand what the word is. We always got to remember that whatever God give us, he give us a root thing first.
Right.
And why? He said, let there be, and the earth did what? And there you go, mother. It respond. Huh? And when it respond, then it became what?
An action.
No, responsible to what? Become. Right? He respond. He said, let that be. And it respond. And then it was, in other words, it came, it started blooming. But to be responsible, it became formation. And came into the reality of what? But to have the responsibility means that when the summer comes, spring comes, the fall comes, that tree got to do what? The leaves got everything got to be in operation to the season. So when you become responsible, you respond, you bloom, and then you become accountable into what? That you respond to. Right? So in other words, when responsibility hits your life, are y'all hearing this? I hope this become good to y'all because it was good to me. When I become response, or when I respond to what God called me, I become responsible and I become to bloom and come into the effect. Now watch this. Coming into effect does not make me have responsibility. Because when I come into effect, guess what? Responsibility is when I leave from becoming and start doing what I became.
Right.
There you go, mother. Thank you. You become operational. So watch this. Right now, brother MJ is responding to the DNA in which who he has been created of. Right? But now what happens is he's going to become responsible in the teaching in what the DNA is teaching. If y'all saw the Instagram, Pastor Murray go get the worm 2 days in a row. Come on. Why? He's now making him become responsible to react to the what? Teaching or the development that I'm developing you. Yeah. So why? Because I don't want you to be fearful, son, of stuff. I don't want you to be so bold that you become a criminal. And untouchable, but I want you to be able to stand when something comes. You hear me? I remember we used to be scared of dogs. Me and my siblings were scared of dogs. But one particular time, I was walking down the street and it was a big old dog pitching. And I had my siblings and my mother said to the store, and I'm like, oh my God, this dog Rubenette gonna take off running, and as soon as she gets to running, that dog gonna run behind us, and you know, it's gonna be a mess. So, but I took the responsibility because I'm responding to what I heard. That if you see a dog, don't let them know you're afraid of it. Right? So because of that, I responded without showing I'm fearful. So in other words, as scared as I was, I stood in front of my siblings. Right? And then I realized that I had a jar in my mayonnaise in my bag. So because we had doubled the bags, I made sure that when I gave the other bags to my siblings, I took that one, I doubled the other bags to mix with that jar, because I was going to take that jar of mayonnaise and I was going to let that dog have it. Because I was going to get it, because why? I'm responsible to make my sisters them come back home. So I was going to get in trouble if they had not came home or got killed or hit because of what? They're fearful of the dog. Because when you are mature and you're the head or you're the eldest one, what happens? You become what? Responsible. Oh, you hear me? You become responsible. And most times you're responsible even when you're not ready to be responsible. Now, come on, y'all sit up and give it me. And y'all know the truth is the truth. How many times that we had siblings and we had little cousins that was younger than us, and they said, well, you got to watch Pookie them until we get right back. You don't want to be responsible for no kid, but you have to become responsible. Why? Because you have to respond to the authority in which is given to you. So the same way with God. The same way with God. I come tonight to teach us and talk to us tonight, not long, because we want to be responsible for time, that we got to remember that responsibility is a kingdom thing. Responsibility is a kingdom thing. Tell your neighbor that responsibility is a kingdom thing. I have to be responsible in the kingdom if I'm going to be effective. Now watch, pay attention to me. Watch this. If I'm going to be effective in my teaching or my preaching, I got to be responsible to study.
Yes, sir.
Right? And when I become responsible to study, then guess what? It's not a stammering tongue. It's not something that it takes long. It sounds like jumbo. This makes it sound like, what are you up there saying? Where are you getting that from? Am I making sense? So sometimes when you become responsible, Brother Chris, you stand up longer in your illustration than you would if you had not been responsible to study.
Right.
See, most time when you don't study, you up and you're down.
Right.
Let me give you what they told me I had and sit back down. But when you become responsible and you take authorship and ownership and you manage your time, because to be responsible, to be a responsibility, you have to manage your time. Everything has to be in the time frame. Well, everything has to be strategic, right? So come on, every time I say my leadership role, in whatever capacity that I operate in has to have strategic structure. Now, can I say something else to you? It also got to have strategic authority. Your authority got to have strategic evidence in whatever realm of the Godhead that God called you to. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. Watch this. Responsibility. God has entrusted humankind, both individually and collectively, with responsibility. Humankind is therefore answerable to God. Initially, God gave human the responsibility of what? Multiplying. Come on, tell your neighbor, say, I am responsible. To grow, to advance, to increase. Come on, tell your neighbor, say, everything about my life is supposed to be multiplication, addition, and no subtraction. Now watch this. Now say, but if I got to subtract, I must subtract what's keeping my responsibilities from being effective. My duties from being, am I making sense? So if there is something that's causing your duties not to be effective, you got to subtract from that thing. Right? Because see, remember we said management is one of the synonyms, right? Management is one of the synonyms. So if authority is one, right? So if I got responsibility, Pastor Bird, I got authority. So that's mean I can cancel anything that's in trying to operate against me that should not be operating. If sickness come, I have the power to tell sickness, not today. With his stripes, I am healed. Well, okay, if confusion come in my life, I have the ability to speak peace where there is confusion. By either declaring and decreeing it, or doing what? Shutting a door to that thing that will cause no peace to be there. Because the Bible says, where there's envy and strife, there is going to be what? Confusion. So did anybody, are you on my Facebook page? Yeah. Because you just got on my page. I just saw what you call it. Brother Christian, you on my Facebook page? Okay. Did y'all see my post? I said a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Y'all stop saying I'm confused.
Come on now.
I put a post up and says, oftentimes people do things and the first response we say is, remember responsibility? First response we say is, I'm confused. See, when you say I'm confused, you are authoritating yourself to be confused about something that someone created that has nothing to do with you in its sense, but has a whole bunch to do with you in its essence. Okay, it really had nothing to do with you, Sister Whitney. But I know if I do it long enough, Sister Whitney's going to respond, and so the essence of who she is going to become tainted and contaminated by her response. And then she's going to lose the ability to be responsible and to have responsibility. Why? Because her responsibility will be jacked up because she responded to something that had nothing to do with her. Because the enemy had created an atmosphere, an agenda to change your genre. The enemy will change your gender in what you're called to be because he want to push you into another genre, right? To make you sing the same tune but a different time. It's faith, but not the faith of God. Okay, it's faith, but it's not the faith of God. It's the faith because I'm trying to make this work, or I'm trying to build over here, or I'm trying to buy this house, or I'm trying to shift my ministry. And what the enemy does, he changes your genre of your faith. When you're supposed to be talking about gospel, now you got jazz. Jazzful.
That's good. Right.
That's why you hear me? And he tricked you by putting that P-E-L at the end of it. Now you got R&B pale. Oh, you got a classical pale. You also not being classical. You know that don't move you. You know that don't shift you. Well, what the job of the enemy is, he's responsible to shift your life, because when he realizes you lose it, you mess up in your response. When the enemy knows you messes up in your response to his action, he's responsible to destroy your responsibilities.
Right. That's good. Yeah.
So you gotta stay focused. So God gave he entrusted humankind both individually and collectively. This is not a Pastor Murray and Pastor Juan duty. This is collectively all of our assignment with responsibility. Tell your neighbor, say we all are responsible. Whether we like it or not, we have a job to do. Small ministries or big ministry, you have a job to do. Humankind is therefore the answer to God. Initially, God gave humans the responsibility of multiplying and subduing the earth. Tell your neighbor, say my job is to subdue it.
My job is to do.
Now, watch this, y'all. The scripture says to subdue the earth, Pastor Murray. But what comes from the earth? This, that. Everything that's in this room comes from some formation of the earth. So when he says subdue the earth, Brother Chris, he's talking about everything that stands on it, above it, beneath it, and above it. If it's in the air, under the clouds, you have a responsibility to tame it. Okay, you don't believe it. The Bible says in Genesis that all things can be tamed by man except your tongue.
Right. Yep.
Now, what do you think he's talking about? He said your tongue. He said there's all fowls of the air, fishes of the sea, creeping things that can be tamed by mankind. Right. But such is that tongue.
Yes.
That deadly weapon in their mouth is unruly. Yeah. It cannot be tamed. Right. But watch this. But the scripture says, let's cross-reference this scripture. The scripture says what? Watch this. He said, the mouth speaks the what?
The abundance of the heart.
So in other words, he said, everything that is tamed by man on the earth except his mind.
Right.
So because the mouth is only going to speak what the heart tells
I
us.
said that.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
And if your heart is messed up and unruly and not tamed, then your tongue is not going to be tamed.
Right.
So your tongue is always going to be as a ready writer, writing out your future. And sometimes you heard Pastor Murray say, Sunday before last, your forecast of your future is where? In your mouth.
Right.
Forecast of your future is in your mouth. Come on. But if your mind ain't right, then your future ain't going to be right. If your future is confused because your mind is confused.
Right, sir.
Come on, you got to change. Okay, Romans says, be ye therefore conformed. Be not conformed. Be not conformed. First thing, be not conformed to this world, but be ye what? Okay, see, in other words, be not conformed, Pastor Mercy, to respond.
Right.
Yeah, see, God is helping me, Sister Nikki. He said, you can't be conformed because when you respond wrong, it's because you conformed wrong.
Right.
But whenever you respond right, it's because you've been conformed right. So watch this. Be not conformed. That's your response.
Right.
Now, y'all, this is out of the pressure. This is what the part of my teaching right now. Y'all know what I get behind? It says, watch this. He said, be not conformed. Right there. You don't respond. But be transformed, responsible.
Right.
By the renewing responsibilities. See, you see how the word increased in that scripture? See, he said, conform, response, transform, responsible. You're responsible to transform. And renewing of your mind is a responsibility. It's your responsibility to renew your mind. You can't let somebody else conform and change your mind. You got to be responsible for your own mind and your own actions.
That's being obedient to the Lord.
Are you hearing this? You got to come on, open up your mouth and say it with me. I got to be responsible.
I've got to be responsible.
To be transformed.
To be transformed.
But the renewing of my mind is a responsibility that is given to me. Wait, Pastor Murray, that's only given to you. You got to renew your mind. Guess what? I don't care how much the preacher preacher preach, you got to renew your mind. I don't care how much the prophet come and prophesy to you, Brother Zay, you got to renew your mind. And it's something, when you renew your mind, Sister Markeisha, guess what? Your body lines up with your mind. Because why? The Bible says we have whatsoever we say. So you keep saying you sick and you this and you that. Guess what? Because so is a man thinking in his untamed tongue. So is he.
Yeah.
You are what you say. You say what you are. You are what you say, and then you say what you are.
Yeah.
So if your response of your mind is jacked up, then everything about you going to be jacked up.
Yeah.
He said to subdue the earth and having, watch this, and then having what? This is Genesis 1:28. He said then having what? He said having dominion. Once you subdue the earth, then he gives you dominion.
Yeah.
See, subdue, once you respond to this earth and make the earth respond to you, then now you have a responsibility, or you're responsible to have the authority. Remember the word authority is a synonym for responsibility.
Right.
You have the responsible authority. You are responsible for the authority or the dominion that I give you after you subdue. Right? Well, okay, and then after he says subdue and have dominion over the creation, right? That's Genesis 1:28. As God revealed more of himself to man, man was given greater responsibilities and thus became more accountable. Okay, what I just said. The more God reveals himself, the more responsibilities you have. So you know why the church is struggling and fighting? Because we're not revealing God, we're revealing us as God. Oh, I'm about to get in trouble now. I'm about to get in trouble, Sister Whitney. We got too many people saying, this is God. And God says, when I reveal myself to you, you get more responsibilities. You function more. And guess what? God never revealed himself to a man or to a woman and make them lesser than when they were before they got saved. See, you become greater, Brother Chris. The more God revealed himself to you, you become greater and greater and greater. You know, Sister Markeisha, what I'm looking for in a place of worship, I'm looking for Pastor Murray to preach every Sunday. And I have a chance to do this right here every Tuesday night. I'm looking for a time that the service will be where it needs to be. And he don't have to get up and sing, and I got to get up behind nobody, and we got to do nothing. We just have a format. You know what? Where formation come from? When people know their responsibilities. Right. But guess what? We can't have responsibility in the church because we got too much of mess in the church. Come on. And we got people talking behind leaders' back. See, watch this. I realize the moment you become God reveal himself, Sister Whitney, more to you, it stopped people from talking to you about people in the church.
Yeah. Amen.
Well, watch this. We had several members, several impartations and deportations going on in this church. And it all based upon, watch this, nobody following what the leaders do. Watch this. All right, Brother Chris, y'all live where y'all live? Not too far from here, right? Yeah. Okay, not too far. Sister Evan, you live right down the street, right? Okay, y'all live right down the street. Let me say something to you. If the situation for me would be the situation for me, you know what I would see? Him when I come to church.
Right. Yeah.
You know why we see each other every day? I could be living next door to him. He probably would have to come and knock on the door and say, Papa, are you all right? Because see, the problem is with some people that come to APOW or the church in the lodge, you feel like when you come to church that you got to get acquainted with everybody and everything. Right. So that you can get what? You can become conformed and conform people to your thinking process. And then you lose your ability to function out and to operate effectively. Because you're too busy trying to conform people to your process of thinking instead of conform them to what God wants them to think about the ministry and the body of Christ. Guess what? If you notice it, Brother Chris, guess what? I would love you and have your back and ride for you, and I'll bust a nigga to the right knee and get on a plane and go, and you better not tell nobody what my name is. Who that was, it was an angel. I don't know who that man was. Guess what? But I would never step into your house. It has nothing to do that I don't like you. It has nothing to do that you're not my friend. It has nothing to do that your house is not nice or whatever. I probably never know how your house is on the inside. Why? If you don't ever fall sick that I need to come to your house, I probably never come to your house. Why? Because my job is not to sit in your domain domain. My job is to teach you how to have dominion in your domain.
Right.
Come on. See, too many problem is, Brother Chris, we and Sister Makisha, we have too many people want to sit in each other's house. And we lose the responsibility of who we are and what we are. And what happens is you get too familiar with one another. You start saying stuff because you're comfortable. You're too comfortable with each other. And you start saying stuff. And then stuff get out. Then all of a sudden when people walk out the door, you say, I don't know what happened. We know what's happened with your irresponsible self. You talk too much. You don't understand your responsibility. He told you to subdue the earth and have dominion over it.
Amen.
You have the ability to change somebody's mind from the bad way they think about the church to a good way.
Right.
I can tell you that I'm right, whether y'all stare at me or not. I can give you Bible principle. He said, let your light so shine that men that is in darkness can see your good work and glorify the Father which is in heaven.
Yep.
But you know what's been happening? Brother Zach, people want to glorify themselves. And I'm talking good to you, man. Isn't this what you wanted? You get it. Watch this. Watch this. We glorify ourselves. Because you know why? Can I help you with something? Can I help you with something, Sister Whitney? People glorify themselves because they reject it. Self-glorification comes from people that is rejected. People that don't know their self-worth. People that don't know they don't know their value. Oh, you hear me? Okay, significantly, I was just saying, put this out here. You know what? Guess what? I taught Pastor how to sing, right? Okay? Everybody in the world knows I taught him how to sing, right? I taught him how to sing, right? I taught Ryan how to play. Ryan didn't know how to play until he met me. I taught him how to play. Why? Because when my off-key self, he had to learn how to play with a key. So, a comment was said Sunday, right? Right. You think I got upset about that? No. Juan, Bellard ain't upset about that. Because you know why? Because as long as I got the anointing and the oil of God and the passion of God, I will always do the one that can do it.
Right.
And I ain't upset about it. You don't have to like how I sing. That ain't gonna stop me from doing it. Because you know why? I will never be a pastor that has to depend on people to set an atmosphere up. Why? Because I teach you how to have dominion in your domain. This is my domain. Y'all ain't saying nothing here. And I got dominion. And the oil of God is going to flow whether I'm cracking, whether I'm hoarse, whether I got range or not. God's going to do it. You know why? Because I tell Pastor Murray and I'm teaching this church. Guess what? Ain't no one man show. It's a God show. And God can fall on Brother Zay. And Zay will just get up and say, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And by the time you get to singing, Jesus, Jesus, that's like what he might say. But guess what? If the oil of God is upon him,
That's right.
It will work.
come on, the people's lives will be moved.
Amen.
So, but see, rejected people, Sister Whitney, Sister Makisha, guess what? Rejected people always glorify themselves. But they glorify themselves, sis, in such a way that they pull me. Pull me. Don't nobody love me. Anybody don't like me. Child, you really don't understand why we don't like you? Because you don't like yourself. Because see, if you like yourself, you will do stuff to make people like you. All right, y'all miss this. Because the Bible says love and kindness did what?
That is friendly.
Come on, there you go. That was my next scripture. When you become friendly, you show yourself friendly. But you know what my grandmother used to say? You can catch flies with honey better than with vinegar.
Right.
Come on. Guess what? If you don't like full of vinegar, you're not gonna get flies or ants or bugs. Come on, they're not coming your way. Are you hearing me? But you can't have the light of God. Say this with me. I cannot have the light of God and be mean and messy. Because I got a responsibility to build the kingdom of God. Can I say something else with the people of God? Can I say something else? Your problem with me ain't the problem. It's not the next person's problem with me.
That's right.
Amen.
The problem that I might have with you ain't Pastor Murray's problem. The problem Sister Whitney might have with me, that may not be Brother Zay's problem with you. So I can't make him have my problem, because guess what? That's the spirit of witchcraft. That's the spirit of witchcraft. That's the spirit of manipulation. Come on here. Are you hearing me? There's a lot of people that have done some stuff to this ministry. And a lot of y'all on their Facebook, and y'all give them the permission to fight us. Y'all give them the permission to fight us and stay intact with us. And sit back and wonder. But even in the midst of all, I heard the Lord say to me not long ago, he said, Juan, I will prepare you a table in the presence. Come on, I wish I had a witness right there. God said, I will pray back in the day when I was a young evangelist and I was wild and buckheaded and you know, and they know no better. God kill him, kill his mama, kill his daddy. You know the Lord told me one day, he said, son, he said, who gonna sit at the table that I prepared for you if I kill everybody? He said, you ain't gonna have no audience at your restoration. Come on, don't you hear me? That some people are responsible to be at your seat when God start elevating you, when God start promoting you, when God, he said, some of these folks got to be your audience. Amen. So you are responsible to remain effective. Come on, say, I got to be effective.
I have to be effective.
In a greater way.
In a greater way.
As God revealed more of himself to man, man was given greater responsibility and thus became more accountable. Jesus told several parables in which responsibility and accountability are the center. Illustrative is the parable of the talents. Before man went on a journey, he entrusted money to his servant. And when he returned, each servant had given an answer for what he had done with the money that was assigned to him. All right, watch this. Let me pause right there. Every one of you in this room, God has given you a gift and a talent.
Yeah.
All right, Sister Whitney, give in some of your one of your gift. Man. You saying, okay? Ryan?
Music.
Sound department. You can drum? Good. Music? All right. Encourage. Cook.
Preach.
Preach.
Come on.
Sister, what's one of your gifts?
Praying.
Sister, you ain't gonna tell me what to say. Pastor Murray? Organization. MJ? Cars? Okay. Well, watch this. And I would say too, I would say one of my major gifts is building. You know, building and encouraging. Watch this. So watch this. Let me read it again. Before man went on a journey, he entrusted money to his servants.
Yep.
When he returned, each servant had to give an answer for what he had done with his money that was assigned to him. Okay, so Pastor Murray is a building. Let's just say, right? No, organization. So when God come back, no, not when he come back to get him or out to the church. When he come and visit, he want to see organization, but not just organization in its fresh form.
That's right.
Okay, he should be able to see organization in his 501c3, in his global ministry, in his household, in this church. Are y'all hearing me? With his lifestyle, his neighborhood. Come on, y'all ain't saying nothing. He should have seen a restaurant by now. Are y'all hearing me? Because guess what? Okay, what are you saying? All right, so the other one, your singing got to be what? More elevated. All right, encouragement, preaching got to be more effective, huh? All right, praying got to be more praying. Your skill to play got to be more, because he just don't want you to play, but you have to get more from playing. Now you have to float in the oil, in the presence of God. Your joy, you should, when God come back next Sunday or next Tuesday, we ought to have, well, if it was our building, we ought to have some new drawing and pictures that represent my sermons.
All right.
See, he sent you here just to be an usher. That's your first formation. That's an assignment I gave you. But what he gave you from birth was the ability to structure and to write and be precise. Glory, because the artist got to know how to have formation. Am I right? All right. Singing, all right. Playing, media. What was yours?
Editing.
Huh?
Editing.
So it got to be every servant, every gift, or everything that's entrusted in you has to become greater when he comes back to return. If it's not greater by the time he comes back to return, he's going to take it away from you and you're going to have a problem with it. Why? Because you're not being responsible in what it is that God called you. Are you hearing me? So when I get in your ear and say, that's not it, baby, I don't need you to get upset. I don't need you and Nicky to get upset. I need you to start perfecting yourself and be looking and say, well, listen, I want to make my ear next Sunday, so let me get it. Let me get it. Come on, are you hearing me? I need you to get it. And don't nobody to tell you the sound ain't right. You ought to be able to flow with the man of God or the people that's up to know the sound isn't right. And I'm talking good. Come on, you can't encourage somebody and go over to God and then they encourage today and you discourage them tomorrow. Are you hearing me? You can't cook today and don't want to cook tomorrow. Are you hearing me? Something got to change, because response bring responsibles and responsible bring responsibility. Tell your neighbor, say everything about me got to increase. Tell your neighbor, say it got to increase. Because watch this what the Bible So the Bible says when he come back, everyone got to be accountable for what he gave you.
Amen.
Watch this. Watch this. You got to tell me where your money went. Tell me where your money went. If I give you $1 million, I need to know where it went.
Investment.
I need to know how you multiplied it. There was one man had 5, one man had 4, one man had 3, one man had 2, and one man had 1. What did the one man that had 1? You know what he did? He did what most church people do. It's me and mine.
Right. You don't have
Listen, I ain't about to get put all that in that church. I don't put all that in them people. Could put it for what? Don't you know that what you practicing in here will make you have a revenue out there?
Yes.
Y'all ain't saying nothing. I said what you're practicing here will make you have a revenue out there. Because the Bible said don't give grudgingly, no out of necessity, but be a cheerful man. I ought to be excited that Pastor gave me a wall to begin to do my graffiti, what is it? Murals?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad Pastor gave me a wall. And I'm just, you know, the building I'm dreaming for, I need a mural anyway. I need you to go in and just start writing and throwing paint all kind of way, and they'll say, okay, it's time to change it. Don't get mad. Say, okay, what you want? I don't know. You the artist. You figure it out. If you walking with me, praying with me, I'm talking right, Brother Chris. If you and the oil of God is upon your life, what's going to happen? You're going to find something that Pastor preached about. You'll be sitting there and say, Pastor preached about this. You know what? When you come back, Pastor Murray, no. Oh, Brother say, you got the key? Brother say, no, I don't have the key. But listen, I need you to do. I need you to go get the key. And don't you say nothing to nobody. And then when we come in, it should be a whole new mural. And I don't have to pay you. I don't have to give you the money for payment. Why? Because the increase of your gifts, are you hearing me? When it become passionable, when you have passion for what it is that God gives you, then God will give you seed to sow up and birth to eat. And know how he do it? He favors you. He put favors on your life. And then somebody say, what are you doing, baby? Well, I'm doing this for my church. And my pastor preached a sermon, or Pastor Murray preached a sermon that talked about something one day to us. He said the forecast of our future's in our mouth. And I want to paint this mouth. And I want to put Pastor Murray's head sideward.
That's good.
And his mouth open up. And got stuff shooting all out the wall. You understand what I'm saying? But you're not paying attention to this. Because we had an artist before in this church.
We did.
And then you left. Right? Okay, right. And then God turned around and sent another. You got some funny acting little people in this little black church. And I'm watching how God said, when you become responsible one, I start filling the house all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all hearing me? Glory to God. So when you're responsible and when God gives you gifts and talents, then guess what happens? He come back to check you out. He come back to do some investigation. He come in to check your column. He come and look for your reports every quarter.
Yeah.
Amen.
Watch this. Responsible. That's what I just read to you is Matthew 25. Matthew 25:14. Matthew 25:14. Also Luke 19 and 11. Look what he says. He says, each servant had to give account to the money which was assigned to him. To those who doubled their money, the master exclaimed, well done. He just said, well done.
Good job.
You double what I gave you.
Right.
You the bomb, did. You got this. However, the one who hid the money in the ground was severely judged for his irresponsibility. Lord, Brother Al, I see you walk over here. Man, I'm telling you, you know why I give everything I got to God? You know why I give everything? Ain't nobody gonna ever be outpraise me. Do you hear me? I don't care. Todd Dulan come up in here. I don't care if Aretha Franklin wake up. Shirley Caesar can walk her hips up in here. She can walk up behind right up in here. Give me that mic. I got something to say. Because you know what? I ain't stuck them that got skills when I got passion.
Right.
You don't hear me like that. When you got the passion of God, you know God, you will listen to passion. Okay. Why y'all think today is so complicated, Elder Adam, for the oil of God to come alive in the church? You know why? It's so because we got skills. But don't matter have life. We got skills. We got the ability to sing effectively. We got the ability to articulate and to have vibratos and crescendos. Modulation, skills, riffs and runs. But you don't have no oil. You have no, you just singing a song. The Bible says sounding brass and tickling cymbals. Come on, you're making noise. But you can't even you can't even sing yourself out of a paper bag. You can't preach yourself out of a paper bag. You can't pray yourself out of a paper bag. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Because guess what? The moment you become responsible, irresponsibility leaves you. Because see, God tends to judge you for what it is. And can I say this to y'all? Maybe this might help somebody. You know that some of the attacks some of y'all are getting, or some of us, I'm going to include me in it too. So y'all may say, he trying to be biased. I always try to put people out. That's some of the problems that we have with me. He always try to put people out. No, the problem is every preacher knows something. Let me help y'all with something. Every preacher is a partaker, first partaker of what they have to preach or teach. And if it bothers you what I'm preaching, because it didn't just bother me. If it don't bother you, I have to have a problem. I need to check myself. Every preacher needs to check yourself. Is when you preach a message and everybody screaming everything that you say. Right. If you preaching the word of God, ain't no everybody gonna scream at everything. But if you preach psychologically, message is, oh man, you're gonna scream out all day. But if you tell them come out your sin, stop lying, sit down, you're too messy. You need to say that outside. Take the can. Take that in the office. Don't say that out here. No, then that's not the Bible. Right. The Bible says open rebuke is better than secret love. Right. But why we don't like open rebuke? I'd rather, Sister Whitney, I'd rather you rebuke, if you're my pastor, rebuke me. Elder Adam, rebuke me. No, man of God, sit your tail down. That's it. Why? Because you're responsible for my soul. Right. And we lose our responsibility as leaders because we try to pacify people. Ooh. Okay, y'all got my scriptures, Matthew 25, 14 through 30, and then Luke 19, 11 to 27. That's what I just got to read. All right, Luke the 12th chapter. The Bible continually emphasizes the fact that the greater the privilege, the greater the responsibility or the accountability. The Bible continually emphasizes the fact that the greater the privilege, the greater the responsibility or the accountability. Let's see what Luke 12 and 48 says. Luke 12 and 48 says. I'm going to give you the scripture first so I can go to it real quickly so we don't have to separate it. The Bible continues to emphasize the fact that the greater the privilege, the greater the responsibility or accountability. Jesus concludes the teaching of the parable with the statement, from everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. Much more. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. Much more. Man, sometimes, Brother Chris, sometimes I be talking to Pastor Murray, and I think, I don't know if Pastor Maria want to quit, but we be in the house talking, and sometimes I just have to mind what I have to say because he's a young preacher. He been in this thing 5 years now. It's going to be 5 years in March, May.
I think so, yeah. I've been in this thing for 31 years.
Don't. But them 5 years he's been in this thing, right? All right, I was just like, I have to be mindful. But then in the same tokens, I have to make sure that I empower him so that these things happen so you learn them early so that you can learn how to deal with it when it's your turn. Right. See, that's what the Bible tells us to testify, because we overcome by the words of our testimony. And I'm believing that the new building, Elder Adams, that we walk into, that we'll be able to have at least 2 good fiery testimonies every Sunday. Amen. And Pastor Murray will have this vocation, and we'll have this vocation, and people that's up with the testimony microphones, you tell me, listen, make sure what you about to say is glorify God, because it's not your sit down, I'm telling you right now. And you're going to never get back up no more. Yes. You listen? Because you ain't going to be talking about what you was doing in the back of the train tracks, and you ain't doing that up in here. Because if you look cocky crazy, don't come up here with all that foolishness. Sir. See, because you have to be careful. Watch this. Because the book of Jude, the only chapter, Jude 1, the only chapter. Get it, Brother Mike. Why you didn't have my microphone with me like I asked you? Get it. Read it. Jude 1 is right before Revelation. You need to go look at that index. Jude 1, right before the book of Revelation. It's right in front of the book of Revelation. Somebody, get it, brother. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Read Jude 1 and 1. Read it.
Jude, a servant of Jesus Christ and brother of James.
Uh-huh.
To those who are called, beloved in God, the Father, and kept for Jesus Christ. May mercy, peace, and love be multiplied to you. Beloved, although I was very eager to write to you about our common salvation.
What salvation?
Common.
Okay, guess what? Common's for the new state. When you after a few moments, you ain't no more common no more. Common salvation means you just talking about salvation and now you common with it. Right. I mean, I'm gonna break it down to ghettoism theology. Ghettoism theology. We start talking about faith. Now you're excited about faith and you're so common you got saved.
Right.
It's common salvation. But no, it's time to move from common salvation. The first phase of salvation, you're saved and you're excited about it. Don't stay common, because you stay common, guess what? If you stay common, what happens to common people?
Right.
They become condemned, contaminated, convinced that they ain't saved no more. Come on, this great common salvation.
Common salvation. I found it necessary to write appealing to you to continue.
The writer said, in your common salvation, I need to write the important stage to you. In your beginning state, come on, somebody help me say, in my beginning place. God needs to inform me about the stuff I need to be aware of. I know I'm talking better than some of y'all responding, but I'm going to get this train on. He said, I need to write unto you what?
I found it necessary to write appealing to you to contend for the faith.
What did he told me to do in my common faith? He said, Brother Chris, what did he say? He told us to contend for the faith. In other words, wrestle with it, fight with it, strive for the contention of the. You got to contend for the faith that I what? Read, man.
For the faith that was once for all delivered to the saints.
The faith that was once given you, the faith of salvation, the faith of being saved, the faith of being healed. Do you know that once you get saved and start walking in the power of God, your faith got to rise above it all? Y'all can't stay in the damsel place, but even a damsel got to rise. Come on, somebody help me say, I need to have a kumai in my faith. I got to have a kumai in my faith. He said, contend for the faith, what?
That was once for all delivered to the saints. For certain people have crept in.
Oh, there you go. He said, you got to contend. I told the pastor not long ago, me and he were talking about something. But you got to contend. You know when you're contending? You're a fighter. What did you say, babe? Defend. Yours said defend. Yours said defend. But when you're a contender, means what? When you're a contender, you're a fighter. You what? You always are a contender. You're always fighting. You're always in competition. You're in the battleground, right? Because you're contending for what? To be what? To stay away or a prize or to championship? To do what you said, Pastor Ray? You're standing your ground, content, right? All right. He said you got to contend for this faith that I delivered unto you. Come on, you're responsible. You have an assignment to do. You, come on, open up your mouth and say, I have an assignment. I got to contend for the faith that is given to me. Oh, come on, y'all got a responsibility. This job ain't just for Pastor Murray and for Pastor Juan. This job is for the church as a whole. We got to contend for the faith that when people come up in this church, we make sure they stay in the church because we bind the devil and love the people. Are y'all just hearing what I just said? The problem is we try to be so common with people. God told me to come out of this common salvation. Read, man.
For certain people have crept in.
Wait, this is the part I was trying to get to, Mr. Man. The man said, you know why? Because there's certain people crept into your what? Read.
Crept in unnoticed.
Wait, there you go. How did they come in?
Unnoticed.
What your Bible say? Unaware. What your Bible say, Sister Whitney? They wormed their way where? They wormed it at?
Into the church.
Where?
Into your church.
In your bedroom? In your kitchen?
In the church.
You see, to defeat Pastor Murray, victorious people, they don't come to your house and get it. They'll come to the church by way of your house. They'll come to your church by way of your job. They'll come by way of the engagements that y'all be engaged into. Are y'all hearing me? Go and play here, go and sing here, go and preach them, and people will worm their way in to your life. Because they ain't trying to destroy your house. Because your house ain't got the power. They're trying to come and destroy the place where you worship at.
Yes. Amen.
Oh, you hearing me, huh? Secretly, they wormed, they crept in, snuck in, hobo they were in, bamboozled, book win. I mean, book a win, muck a muck. What do you see that? Run amok. Yeah. Are you hearing me? People will connect to you not for your house name, but for where you worship at. Because where you worship is make them more afraid than your house.
Amen.
Your house is no threat to them. Because your house is just like this. It's a shelter where you go and risk it. But I need to find where Brother Chris worship at. Because it's where his worship is where I got to creep in and I come in. Because if I'm going to defeat Chris and Markeisha, I need to get to where they worship at. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to meet them at home and ride with them to the church. I know y'all don't like the old saints. Y'all don't like the old church. But the old church told us something, Brother Elder Adam. The old church told us, don't let the devil ride. Because if you let him ride, he may want to try. Please don't let the devil ride. Come on. You're going to bind the devil. When he gets you, when the devil knock on your door and say, you know, I need some sugar. No, baby, I don't have no sugar. You know, and sometimes people can't. You know, people used to say, my mom used to say that all the time. My grandma used to say, look, Ethel, come in here and tell Ethel she'll be no sugar in this house. Ethel just come here to be nosy. Just try to come and see what's going on up in here. You see, some people come to your house, they don't need that sugar. They don't need that because they ain't going to make no Kool-Aid and they ain't put no sugar on the red beans and rice. I cook some red beans and rice in this Ruby. You want some sugar? Give me a member Sylvia all the time. I'm cooking this, Mom Ruby, cousin Ruby, and my grandma would say, fuss for her, just fuss for her. Sylvia don't get away from them, don't get across that piece. Don't come around here, they just crazy. Fuss for Sylvia. You know, my grandma used to say that, don't you get that done, don't you? Tell her I'm in the bed.
Got a fancy.
Yeah, God don't say that. Just acting a fool like herself, just come here. And as soon as Sylvia would leave, my grandma be in the window, she said, there she go. And that poor thing just walking. Because she was so thin and skinny. My grandma said, that poor thing, she wants sugar, she needs sugar. Dance. You can tell she ain't using no sugar because she ain't got no weight on her. And my grandma said, she won't come in and buy a short shack. Buy a short shack. My brother and my grandmother will get you French. But you're not going to play that. Don't knock on this door asking for no sugar. We ain't got no sugar. Some people will knock on your door to be nice nasty. They will come in and come into your house and see what you have. I tell y'all all the time, I got more respect for a thief than a robber. A thief will come in and look at you, you sit down talking, they got your pen. See that robber will watch how many times they'll leave and go and get you between y'all leaving and go. I ain't got no respect for robber because you know why? They take time and scout you out. When you hear me, they check you out. Oh, but the Christians left. Oh, we can handle Markeisha. Then Markeisha going, yo, you know, Chris been out for 12 hours a day. You know, he a big brother, he died. Maybe 2 of us can handle him. Markeisha had to help him. You understand? And I know you getting that, you might kill them all together. Go kill him, mom and daddy. You know, I'm telling you, the thief will scout you out. So, yeah, Robert, baby, thank you. Robert will scout you out. Thief will just come in and you look up. I had that dollar right there. Where that dollar went? I don't know where. Just there you go. Because you invite thieves in. A thief coming because you invited them. Thieves get you because you invite them. You didn't guess that. A thief comes in to your house, your life, your ministry because you invited him in.
Invitation.
It's an invitation to come in and say, come check out what I got. Man, I got flat screen TV, the ministry. Man, I'm balling over here. I got a 109-inch band over here. I got a 13-piece band. When you look up, you got a 2-piece band. Drum and lead, because the musician and everybody else gone. Oh, you hear me? Why? Because you invited them in. Come on, irresponsible. I've given you an assignment, but you wasn't faithful with it. He said, be careful of the men.
For certain people have crept in
Certain
unnoticed.
people, not everybody. But do you hear me? Come on, open your mouth and say, I gotta be responsible. For certain people. That come around me. I got to be responsible. Can I share y'all something? And we move this channel. Can I share something with y'all?
Yes.
Watch this. Y'all ready for it? I'm gonna share this with you. Most people that comes in your life based upon your invitation, they didn't come in to bless you. They came to find out how blessed you are. So they can steal from you.
Yeah.
And when they steal from you, then they come back and rob you. Because I got more respect for a thief. Because most times thieves don't come back after you took it the first time. Why? Because they already know you got the structure of your house and you know that I took that dollar off your estate. And you ain't going to invite me back no more anyway. But most robbers send the thieves in first.
Right.
By invitation of you.
Okay.
Then they come back and say, yeah, they got to move, they got to move, they got to, and you're going downstairs, right into the left, to the right, just go in and boo, 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 boo. I never forget. We're standing in Los Angeles, California. And we had that phone in the front of the house, and it was cordless, and the wires crisscrossed. Did he have a phone in the back of his own phone? Or he just had that same phone? Whatever way, same phone. We had the phone was crisscrossed, right? I just happened to pick up the phone, or doing something on my phone, or whatever, I don't know what it was. But the lines crisscrossed, or I picked up the phone and just overheard the conversation. And the conversation went like this. Y'all ready? Listen, you gotta be careful with the neighbor next door. If you're in there more than 5 minutes, it's gonna be a killing. Now this was going on in content. They said the dope is in the house. The neighbor is watching. She's always watching. If you're in there more than 5 minutes, there's gonna be a problem. I'm listening to this phone call. Looked at back. I said, that little Negro over here setting up somebody to get their house out. It's the devil. I ain't like that book of ever from that day on tonight. I don't care if you walking here right now. Come on, because you know why? They don't come back and find us. And it means you're going to be killed because you done did something stupid. You got to be careful these people that come to y'all, that you invite you out. He on our phone and he only supposed to be on our property. Oh, I didn't want that Negro at that house from that there on to that. He lived here, I didn't know that he was there. I was going to make you beat him up if I'm finding that booger was here. I'm trying to tell you, I couldn't stand that big old bag. He didn't sit up there and you setting up somebody to get right on our phone. No, but I'm going to trace that mess and come back and get us. But, watch this. He gave specific instruction. Get it out for us to get on the news. And it showed up on the news. Housing companies get busted. I don't know when the people came back to the house and try to get me and Phyllis and Earl that night, that when the people that try to come and get us in their driveway. That might have been the people, I don't know. But I looked at it and I got out the car. Because the first thing they asked me was, where is that? Where is that? I'm like, where is that? Man, what are you talking about? Do I know you? You about to send me back to jail, going to prison. I'm like, boy, you don't get that gun out of my face. But move that out of my way. I don't know what you're talking about. You pat me on the way. Where was that, boy? I'm telling you, but in reality, you made that phone call from our address, right? So it was a big shooting in Compton. The boy was in the house living more than 5 minutes. Oh, then he got it. That dope man came back there and blow that junk up. Then they might have came to trace that car and came and got us, try to come and get us. But thank God that the will of God in our life stopped that. Are you hearing me? Because when you're irresponsible, you make responsible people get in trouble.
Yes.
When you're irresponsible with your mouth and you talk too much, are you hearing me? You listen, some of y'all spend more time fixing stuff that y'all don't need to be fixing. Right. You spend more time in talking about stuff that you should be praying about.
That's true. Amen. That's true.
All right. Come on. Watch this. And if you spend the energy in what God, remember what the scripture says in Matthew and Luke? He says, if I give you money, you need to be responsible and give account of what I gave you. If you get an increase or double it, you get a well done. But if you don't double it, then guess what? You get a wow or whoa, W-O-E.
Right.
Then you walk around here with a curse and you wonder why things ain't working because it ain't working because you're crazy. Come on, open your mouth and say, stop being crazy.
Stop being crazy.
Tell somebody, say, this season is not a crazy season.
It's not a crazy season.
It is a crazy season.
It is.
But it's not my crazy season. Because I'm in the season of blessings. Of breakthroughs. Come on, tell the neighbor, say, I'm in the season of coming out, baby. Come on, I need you to talk a little bit better. Say, I'm in the season of coming out. I'm not in the season of craziness. All this Christmas going on, that's your season. And sugar, you can have it by yourself. Here is a plane ticket, now a boat ticket. Sail on with, just have your passport and try to get back over. Because where I'm sending you, you ain't coming back. Listen, if I give you a plane ticket out of my life, I pray to God that you have a passport. Because if you don't have a passport, guess what? You are not getting back in the United States. Because Donald Trump is in office. You are not getting back. Foreigners are not coming back here. He's building the wall if you don't know that. Right. So, Jesus concluded the teaching of the parables with a statement. From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much will be asked of you. Remember I told you it was Luke 12 and 48. Peter, note, the judgment begins with the family of God. 1 Peter 4 and 17. Write it down. 1 Peter 4 and 17. The Lord revealed to Ezekiel what he expected of his people and the danger of disobedience. The prophet is a watchman who is accountable to warn the people when danger comes. That's out of Ezekiel. Come on, Ezekiel 3 and 18. Ezekiel 3 and 20. Ezekiel 33 and 6. Ezekiel 33 and 8. The Lord revealed to Ezekiel. Who is Ezekiel?
Prophet.
The prophet. Most time, who is the prophet today? There you go. The leaders. The leaders. The prophets of our pulpits today is the leaders. Who is the prophets at home? We are. You are the prophets at home. You are the priests and prophets at home. Bible says in Ezekiel 3 and 18, 3 and 20, Ezekiel 33 and 6, Ezekiel 33 and 8. He's teaching. The Lord revealed to Ezekiel what he expected of his people and the danger of disobedience.
Wow.
When you are disobedient, there's a danger that comes to that. Are y'all hearing me?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Your anointing cannot bind God. Because y'all having a problem with your anointing binding the devil. If your anointing ain't really binding the devil, which is you, you know it ain't gonna bind God. Huh? Pastor Murray, do me a favor. You get Ezekiel 33 and 6. Nikki, you get Ezekiel 3. Ezekiel 3, and there she go in the front in the index. Trying to find. Come on, Ezekiel 3. I don't know what she's saying, brother. You can through that phone. Yeah, I tell you, Jack, that phone should be faster. Ezekiel 3 and 18 says what? Ezekiel 3 and 18.
It says, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
Here's the responsibility.
Yep.
If you are among somebody and you don't take the responsibility to tell them, man, you're not supposed to be doing that now. That's ain't God. That's not God. No, that's not God.
That ain't God.
And when you do that, Brother Chris, people get mad with you.
Yeah.
Man, people gonna start saying, you think you more than somebody. Pastor Murray used to get this. Pastor Murray used to get told you learn 2 scripture more than me, you ain't better than me. Come on. You know, people, they just said to me, my family, oh, who you think he is? I know who I am. I'm trying to get y'all to know who y'all are. I'm trying to help you. See, when God tells us to warn people, we got to warn them. You are responsible to warn them and not destroy them. Amen. But when you don't warn them, you are destroying them.
Yes. Amen.
Come on. All right, Sister Whitney belongs to the church now, right? Sister Marquisha's new, Sister Whitney's past old, Brother Chris is new, right? All right. So what it looked like, Pastor Ryan is getting with Brother Chris, talking about Pastor Murray and Brother Zay. You know where God's going to get Brother Chris at? Because Chris is supposed to say to Pastor Ryan, bro, I feel where you at, but really, dog, I don't want to hear that. That ain't my issue. That's your issue. But what I'm going to do is, because I'm your brother, me, you about to pray right now. And we about to bind this spirit. Because see what you doing, if I wasn't strong, I'd be looking at Pastor Murray crazy. That man got the word of God in his mouth for me.
Right. That's right.
Did I just tell you, beware of those men that crept in underwear? Yeah. People come into the church, they come to your home so they can get into the church. Yeah. And when they get into the church, their job is to do what? To mess up the assignment that you have. Right. Because once your assignment is offset, it's complicated to get back on set. Yeah, sure. Have you ever been off time and you be like, man, I gotta get my sleep time, like Jesus Christ have mercy. It becomes hard. Now it's a little different for me because I was in the streets. You understand? Anytime I had an opportunity to go to sleep, I went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I get up every morning. When the alarm clock go off, now 4 o'clock in the morning, my eyes is up. Then sometime, 3:57, 3:58, I look at it, or sometime 2:35, I say, okay, I can go right back to sleep. And then right at 4 o'clock, 3:55, my alarms, my iPad, and both of my phones go off. And I press snooze. Because I got one on the iPad, 3 more minutes. On both my iPhones, I got 8 more minutes. Right? So it goes on. Watch this. And I press it. Then by the time it says, when it gets 4 o'clock, I get up and I go brush my teeth, gargle, wash my face, put some deodorant on, and I'll be dressed and I sit down, I lean back. I said, if I don't leave now, I knew it was going to happen. Right? So I get up, get in the car, ping, 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 ping. Then no ping for about 35 minutes. And then all of a sudden, that 35 minutes, what happens to all of us that's drivers? That 35 minutes we be doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about some of you like this.
Yeah. Hello somewhere.
Bending, pushing, right? So I'm trying not to drink too much of that little energy. 5 hours, because you know too much of caffeine is gonna mess with my kid. And I try not to and I take me a little few. And then you go down and you don't get a bad taste in your mouth, right? So that bad taste alone, I think, is what keep you up. I think it's that bad taste alone that keep you up. Then all of a sudden you get a ping. It's like, okay, good. I need 2 more rides. And it seems like them 2 more rides will never get there. Then finally when you get them, I look up 9:30, 9:35, 9:45, 10 o'clock, I done got them 12 rides, right? And I'm at where I need to go. Then all of a sudden sleep ain't in them. I said, now how is it when I was operable, I'm getting sleep, and now that my goal has been reached? Because that's the end of the job, is to cause you to be unconscious and lose awareness because you're reaching a goal. That's why Paul says, well, I press. Come on, you gotta motivate yourself and be responsible. Say, I gotta press towards this thing because something major is about to come to me. I get that goal, I get that 12 rides in my morning rides, and I get that $100 and something, and I'm sitting there, and then get ready to go home, no sleep, no more yawning. No, then I get to the house, I just sit there, and ain't nothing. Just nothing. Then I have to leave the house, then come back, ain't nothing. Then I get my truck, I said, oh, let me get back to the house before MJ get there, because you know, he's going to come right in that room and say thus and so. But watch this. You meet your goals. The job of the enemy is to always sidetrack you. Amen. But he doesn't come to the church first. He comes to your secret place. Because your secret place is where he can come in. Because he already knows that you're not responsible in your secret place. Most people aren't responsible in their secret place. That's why they're being fought so much in their secret places. Somebody better hear me. Y'all better hear me. Do you know God gave you something? Let me, so y'all won't be thinking that I'm lying. Matthew 25. Matthew 25 and 14. You got it, Sister Tiffany? Sister Whitney.
25 minutes.
14.
For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country.
The kingdom of man is like, the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country. Read.
Who called his own servants.
Would call his own servant.
And delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1. To every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey.
He gave it to you according to your abilities.
That's right.
He know you're able. He know you're available.
Yeah.
He know you can handle it. So there's no way in the world you stop him from being what God called him to be. Your job is to push him to be whatever it is that God called him to be. Because guess what? Most time when God called you to be something, it ain't so much for you, it's really for you.
Right.
Y'all just missed what I just taught y'all. Most time when somebody has to push you, they want God using you because you're available and you have the ability to go through. He used you to push so that you can become. Because once he's finished and completed, you become what he became. God never gave you a rib, and the rib is opposite from the chest.
Okay. That's the truth.
God never gave you a rib,
Good.
and your rib is opposite of your chest. The purpose of that rib. Watch this. Every woman in this room, I need you to hear me and hear me good. If you, the rib, a rib is designed to do what? Protect the organs. Because the organs cause the body to function. And if you fail to be the rib, then you're failing to be the protector. And you cannot protect what you're failing. My message tonight is simply this. The class tonight. I know we're talking about responsibility. Did y'all see my post I put up? This is our class. This is our series. You've been influenced to be great, but you failed in being greater.
Wow. Ah. My God.
Reverend Brother Adam, Elder Adam, you like that? That's a boom, baby. That's a boom moment. Wow. You write this. You are influenced to be great, but you fail being greater. I've been pushing you. You're getting excited. That's what's pushing you. You're getting excited. But once you come into greatness, you fail becoming greater because you allow somebody into your private place, to your place of vulnerability, your place of wanting to be wanted. Come on, I can't get anybody to talk to me right here. You fail being wanted. You want to be wanted so bad that now you're losing and failing to become greater. Let me say this. What if, Brother Mike, that the Lord allowed you to have what you have so that your father can come to Atlanta, your mother can come to Atlanta, and God can use you to bring restoration to the whole family? See, where you fail is when you fall out of sync and out of the will of God to do what you think is right for you because I made a bad decision. Well, guess what? You came from a bad decision. So bad decisions are going to be upon all of our lives. Every one of us in this room, from the microphone to the cameraman, bad decision was where we all was formed and created. Half of us weren't even playing. Some of us was mistakes. Come on. Some of us wasn't playing. We was mistakes. They were doing the wrong thing. Here we go. And now we're walking out of the issue of someone making a mistake because they really didn't want a child right now, but they wanted an affair. And in the affair came a child. Are y'all hearing me? But you're responsible for what you create. Because when God sees that you are responsible and you're willing to tend to what it is you created, then he turns around and steps in you and make you the God that he called you to be on the earth realm. Because guess what? Only God can create something. So when you create something, God said, that's a part of me. That's me in him. That's me in her. They created that, so that's me. So I gotta step inside of them and give them my godly wisdom, my godly knowledge to fix what they created. Okay, here is it where somebody's confused with me right now. I put it in the room. God said, it repented me that I ever made man.
He said, don't give up.
But because I'm God, and because I can create and recreate, reinvent, what I do is I step back from my confession and look at this thing one more time. Because in the same format, every man that's going to come after Adam is going to make a mistake. They're going to repent that they ever did something. But in that process, I can step inside of them and say, yeah, I had that same thought too. That's why the scripture said, and can't nobody in America tell me I can't think like God. The Bible says, think it not robbery to be equal with God, because we just made just a little bit over the angels. And he showed us that in Genesis when he said, it repented me that I ever made these boogers. It repented me I ever made them. But he stepped back out of his repentance and said, wait a minute, they're lies. And I got to do something about this. Come on. He stepped back in and fixed us up real good. And look at us now. We kicking demon doors out. We causing mountains to come subject to us. We shifting up elements. Do you know the news just said something major? That because of the stuff that we're doing, we're causing the hurricane season to be more stronger. They call it global warming. That's not created because God created that. That's stuff that we have created. That's causing storms to be greater than they ever been before. You have created a storm in your own life. Come on here. You have created a storm in your own life because you got the ability to have creation. And because you have the ability to have creation, God steps in and says, because you created that storm, before I let you get the credit, I'm going to step back up in this program and make myself look good in the midst of all that you just did.
My God.
And when I praise this, I lift up my hand and tell her, thank you for fixing this one more time for me. Because I didn't know what I was about to become in this storm right here. I'm trying to convince you, Brother Chris. You asked me for this. I'm giving it to you. I hope I'm doing good. Because that sounds good to me. Watch this. He said, think it not robbery to be equal. The moment you said, I don't know what I'm doing, slap yourself in the face. Kick your own self in the butt. Think it not robbery. You're equal with God. That's why I understand these church people. That's why I don't worry about these people that do that. Go sit down somewhere. I don't like people bothering me like that. You know, church folks like that, trying to talk about me and my church. Trying to be. We may not be big like everybody else, but I do know one thing, we're not as stupid as everybody else. Pastor Murray said something to me that stuck to me for the rest of my life. He said, Pop, we might be crazy, that's all I know is, but we're more consecrated and not crazier than some folks that have been out here a long time longer than us. Come on here, because you know why? Can I tell y'all some truth in here? Oh, I can tell y'all some truth. Guess what? I can tell y'all some truth up in here. I can tell you, Nikki and Zay wasn't the best of it. Ryan ain't the best of it. Mike ain't the best of it. Pastor Murray and Leander wasn't the best of it. But at the end of the day, they brought no shame to God's glory, and they bring God's glory to no shame. And y'all know I ain't the best of nothing, because sometimes I need to go back to my people and say, delete that, take that off, they don't look right. Stop saying that. Ooh, child, that ain't right, don't do that no more. But at the end of the day, we still overcome us, because you know why? Because God still can get the glory out of in the little messes up that we do, because he understands they're just a bump in the road.
That's it.
Oh, y'all just missed what I just said. Oh, y'all hearing me? Guess what? Every one of y'all in this room have made some major mistakes in your life, but what you did not do is disgrace God's glory publicly. And for that cause, God was saying to us, he said, listen, you know, they messed up, yeah. Them booger bags are messed up. They did not follow the instructions that the pastor gave them. But it's not public. It's not public. I can step in and fix this. Oh, you hear me? How y'all looking at me there? Nick can't say looking at the wall and you know that. Y'all might put smiling faces on what I'm thinking. Because ain't nobody got time to judge nobody. Why you gonna judge somebody? You gonna judge somebody you just as crazy as them. Maybe they wouldn't have fallen or messed up if you would have been so crazy you would have prayed to do. Because most of the old saints would have felt us in the spirit realm and said, no, baby, don't do that. Come over here. Let mama pray for you. Let daddy pray for you. Let deacon pray for you. Come on, we ain't got no more sanctified folks in the church. So I thank God for this little sanctified church that I'm not embarrassed. I don't care how small we are. I'm happy for this little small sanctified church. Come on. Because see, this place right here is ordained for God, Elder Adams. You understand me? A place of worship is ordained for God, Brother Chris. For God to get glory out of it. Did you? Oh, you read yours? But you read yours this morning?
No, sir.
33:6.
But if the watchman sees the sword coming and does not blow the trumpet to warn the people, and the sword comes and takes someone's life, that person's life will be taken away because of their sin. But
Can you go back to the first word?
But.
The first word is but. I think God should put B-U-T-T in it. Not the negative conjunction, the but. You know what I'm saying? You know why I'm so in y'all face about stuff? You know why I'm never getting out y'all faces about stuff? You know why? Read it, Pastor Murray.
But if the watchman sees
the sword
coming and does not blow the trumpet.
And I don't blow the trumpet and tell you, get your mess up out of there. Right. Leave that mess alone. Right. Then what he says, man of God?
To warn the people, to warn the people, and the sword comes and takes someone's life. That person's life will be taken because of their sin. But I will hold the watchmen accountable for their blood.
Man, don't nobody to join this church if you don't want to. I said to somebody today, I said, I'm going to cry loud until I can't cry no more. Right. Because let me tell you something, Mike. I know what it is to fall in sin. I know what it is to make a child outside of wedlock. I know what it is for people to prophesy to me that y'all going to travel the world. His testimony is going to be heard all over the world. God didn't change because I still be telling the testimony. Right. But the way they gave it to me was we was going to tell the story. Right. That booger gone. He laying in the grave somewhere. Are you hearing me? How can he tell the story? But God, did you mess up in this prophecy that you gave me? You know what God told me when I was pulling myself out of the grave that a few years ago, me and Sister Phyllis, you know what the Lord told me? He said, no, I didn't change what I said. I just changed who was going to say it. Okay. Y'all dismiss that. It's me. Watch this. No one of the prophecies came that you and your son, this boy was dying. But my pastor told me, don't touch that girl, because if you do, you're going to cry later. That's what my pastor told me. And with my stupid self, you know what I did? Because I got around these church people. You know, I really don't like church people. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like church people. I like Christians. I don't like church people. Because, you know, I want them to get me on the radio, Pastor Murray, and say, I want to talk about you church folks. So, well, then you have the wrong person to talk about because I'm not a church folk.
Right.
I'm a Christian.
That's right.
And what y'all talking about is church people. people that just go to a church. But y'all ain't saying nothing about Christians because what y'all saying ain't Christians. Are you hearing me? So, but anyway, I got with these church people, and they was having these heaven and hell parties. You know, I understand how the saints have heaven and hell parties. But they was having these heaven and hell parties, and they were smoking and drinking over there at the church, and during the houses, and I got in there, and the pastor told me not to touch that girl. See, I didn't even know the girl liked me like that. I ain't really liked her like that. I just thought she was pretty, you know, she had nice in the body, you know, stuff like that, and you know, all this other stuff was showing, and stuff like that. But you know, I kind of heard from friends that you know, man, y'all hear me? Y'all hear my pain? Okay, God bless America. Yeah, just like the sisters hear about us. You know, the sisters hear about the brothers. So you know, brothers, we hear about the sisters, right? All right, I heard some stuff, so I want to go and try some stuff out, right? You know, if you hang around influence too long, you'll be influenced, and then you'll fail being greater. Did that. I did that. And now you pray me. I'm scared because my family think I'm a virgin. So I'm going to go and say yes. Now watch this. You know something? The baby tends to get sick and then tends to die on me. I hid what I created because I didn't have nobody in my life to handle what I created. They didn't have enough wisdom. You know what my family would have told me? Boy, you're going to be all right. You're not going to be outside the grapevine. Yep. But when you have an assignment on your life, you can't do what everybody does.
All right, that's right.
Yeah. When you have an assignment on your life, you just can't be normal. Are y'all hearing me? When you have an assignment on your life, you can't be common. Come on, there got to be a difference about you. If the church mother is cussing and having sex with everybody, you don't have every sex young women because the church mamas are doing that. Right. And I don't think that church mamas was all good in the yesterdays. The yesterdays, some of them church mothers were bulldaggers. Some of them church mothers were lazy. Some of them church mothers was mad. Are you hearing me? How you the church mama? You got 10 children, all of them got different days. Are you hearing me? How is it that you got 10 different children? You hear me? And all of them got the different days. You know, I watched that in the church. I said, what kind of mess is this? That you can eat? No, come on, no, lady, stop touching me like that. You put a spirit on me, stop touching me like that. You know, I don't know if you hear me. But there were some of our mothers in Zion that really love God. And I told y'all many times, I had one say, baby, come here. She rolled up in sleep till they come out, I'm saying that spirit on you. Come here. When we come to church and the mothers walk in church, we get scared. Lord, don't let mother come over here and see nothing. Go on, allergy, you leave me alone. And we up there singing Zion songs, and mother walk right over to us. Go sit down. And you know what people said back in the day? That didn't make no sense. That was so embarrassing. No, it wasn't. What was embarrassing for us to be up there as we just got out of sin, and we're leading worship. Are you hearing me? We know we just left out of sin, doing stupid stuff, and get ready to go to do some more stupid stuff, but we want to lead the saints to worship. How that's possible? Huh? But the man of God says, the watchman if the watchman don't report.
The person's life will be taken because of their sin, but I will hold the watchman accountable for their blood.
I'm going to finish this.